First thing. Oh, the recording has started. Okay. So the first thing which is going to happen is, you would pollute the kitchen because your shoes will be there, your hair will be there, and people maintain hygiene in the kitchen. So that is violated. And then second is, you don't know which chef to talk to. You're just going out there and shouting, "Hey, I need this." So it doesn't make sense, and that's why the waiter enables this interaction very very easily and adds a layer of abstraction, right? So that you get your food ready, and whatever is happening in the backend remains in the backend, right? So that is how simply, if I have to simply explain API, that is how APIs actually work. Very very simple way. Sending a request and then waiting for a server to process it and then receive a response. So there's a client, there's a server, and your waiter acts as an API between this client and the server. Awesome. So by definition, API means application programming interfaces. Now I put an emphasis on the word interfaces. Why? Because there can be more than one interface. Your watch is an interface. Your mobile is an interface. This particular clicker I have in my hand is an interface. It has buttons which enables action. Then my computer is an interface. You go to an ATM machine. That machine is nothing but an interface. So interface can be anything and everything. What it allows you to do is it allows you to interact with the API and the server. Okay. So the whole idea of the interface is to enable you to walk around with these APIs and to kind of, reach out to, send a request to the server and receive the response and display it right in the display or, in your interface, or take an action based on that, right? So interfaces are very very important, and that's the whole idea of APIs, is to make these interactions between the server and the client very very easy. Now again, in this modern world, there's nothing which has not been built. Like more or less, if you see in the software development world, you will see a lot of things have been pre-built, right? It's just that if you want to repurpose it, reuse it, you can do so very, very easily via using APIs in your day-to-day life as a developer, right? So I'll talk about that in a moment, but yeah, APIs are literally everywhere. And when I say APIs are everywhere, they are literally everywhere. There's an API for cat, there's an API for dog. If you're not a cat or a dog lover and a crocodile lover, then there's an API for that. There was no API, but I created one because I love crocodiles, until they eat me, right? Before that, I love them. Anyone else loves crocodiles? Let's see in the chat, maybe. How my love for crocodile, kind of it came in because I saw these reels. So I've trained my Instagram, to kind of see baby videos and crocodiles. Now both this combination are very weird, but yeah, I see a lot of crocodile videos sliding here and there, and stupid crocodiles, right? Yeah, Exxon says crocs is greater than dogs. Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, you cannot pet them. Yeah, you watch the videos and you're like, fun crocodiles. Okay. But the fun part, APIs are fun, right? You can, if you have a YouTube video, you can convert it into an MP3 via a simple API call. Facebook has tons of APIs. Google has tons of APIs, which can enable you to kind of walk around and make your life easier day in and day out. So yeah, APIs are everywhere, and API first companies are everywhere. So whenever we talk about API first approach, we mean that the companies focus, and the number one priority of the companies is to walk around with APIs and build their API systems first, and then build everything else later. An API first company definitely prioritizes API because they understand the value of API first approach. Okay. So let's say why is it required? Why do we need to use APIs and build APIs and do all of that, right? Why is it all required at all? Well, to make it simple, now let me explain and take an example of a Lego. How many of you play with Lego? Have anyone played with Legos or plays with Legos? Yeah. Anyone? No one? Okay, I see a few people. Come on, folks, don't be shy, in the chat. Yeah. Okay. What about others? Come on, quick. On the left-hand side, I also have the chat where I'm looking at. So yeah. Okay, I see a few people raising their hands. That's good. What about others? Yes. Me. Okay, looks good. Yeah. So Legos are fun, right? Aren't they? Want to try once again. Yeah. As an older person, I definitely miss Lego playing this, but don't worry, I have a little brother and he plays with Legos. My favorite part of that is just to go whatever he's building, just kick it and move forward, and then he cries. Yeah. Call me cruel, but you know playing, I still play with Legos, but the wrong ways. Okay. So yeah, Legos are awesome. The whole idea of Legos is, why Legos fascinate me is because you can just build whatever you want. Like, go ahead, assemble few pieces and you build a car. Okay, you don't like a car, convert it into a truck. You don't like a truck, convert it into a robot. If you don't like a robot, convert it into a rocket. And the only limit is your imagination, so everything else falls in place really, really well, right? And you can, there's no questions asked, you can build whatever you want, transformers, here, there, everywhere. Now when we talk about APIs, I imagine APIs as the software version of bricks. So imagine these individual APIs, they work together, combine together, and you build an awesome software, right? Combining all of these APIs together. So let's understand a very simple example of how Google, if it was not an API first company, would have like a nightmare working with their applications, right? So let's understand that. Okay. So let's say Google started with G search, right? So they were like, okay, Google search looks good. We are going to launch Google search. Now they wanted to kind of go ahead and they wanted to build an auth system around it for people to provide more services like, login, history saving, and all of that services, right? So they created auth for it. Okay. Now they were like, everything is good. We created auth, we created, search algorithm, everything packages as a monolith app, everything works fine. Until the day they decide to launch Maps or Gmail or Drive or, tens of other applications. Now they're like, okay, we need auth for this, we need auth for this, we need auth for this. Okay. We can just copy paste this code and, make this code redundant 10 times, or we could package this code as a Lego brick, like an individual Lego brick, and make an auth API out of it. And now our auth API can interact with not just Google search, but every other service which we have. Okay. So you just log in into one Google account, you're signed in into Gmail, Google search, you're signed in into Gmail, you're signed in into Maps, you're signed in into every single Google product, because it all uses the same auth API, right? Not just that, if you're a developer and you want to use sign in with Google, have you seen this option on a website? Sign up with Google. Yes, no? You might have seen this option, right? Yes. So it uses the same auth API, by the way. It doesn't use a separate API altogether. It uses the same auth API. So Google solved this by API first approach very, very simply by creating an API for auth. And a lot of companies do exactly the same, right? And then they create API for literally every single feature. So for example, I was working around in a hackathon. There were a few folks I was mentoring at a hackathon, and these folks they were creating an ambulance, green corridor kind of an approach, and they built like really good hardware and stuff. And they were like, okay, now we need to map it out. And I was like, okay, you can use Google's geolocation APIs. I showed them the repo and a Postman collection for it. And they literally implemented and they kind of created a green corridor on the map with their device. And it was an awesome experience. So they did not have to build a map from scratch. They used Google Maps API and they were able to kind of, use that as a part of their project in that particular hackathon. So this is the power which APIs bring. When you are an API first company, you can abstract the backend and you can give them an API. And then based on that, they can integrate these features which belong to your ecosystem in their own application, directly increasing and impacting your product, right? Because there are thousands of applications which you sign up with Google, and obviously they have Google account and they have to create Google account. So more or less it benefits their product as well, and also other products, right? Overall win and win for everyone. The development time for me reduces to like 5 minutes instead of creating a login page, sign up page, forget password page, email verification page. All of that is eradicated because that is taken care by Google. I just integrate sign up with Google page. One button, everything works like a charm. So you can imagine how easy it becomes when you do such kind of integration via APIs. Awesome. So yeah, that's super powerful. Now you'll be like, okay, we get it. APIs are important. Everything looks good. But what about Postman? What is Postman? Okay. So to explain Postman, I'll use a very simple term: API platform, a collaborative API platform. Okay, I focus on the word collaborative because you're not just working on Postman alone. You will always be working in a team. Okay, you will always be working in a team. So Postman enables you to do this collaboration between your, not just your individual team, but also multiple teams in your organization, right? And the whole idea of using Postman is not just to test APIs, but to create, design, mock, and basically do everything with APIs. And that's what Postman does and enables you to do. It makes your API journey very, very easy. Ask any backend developer, they will tell you they have used Postman for once. I started using Postman when I was in my final year and I was creating an API for a project. I was finding it very difficult to test and document this API. And that's when I discovered Postman as, a Chrome extension. And I've been following Postman since then. Like my life has been very easy since then to work with APIs as a full stack developer, to build my side projects and all of that. And you ask any developer who has been a full stack developer, they'll tell you, Postman definitely plays a very critical role in their journey. Postman is free for up to 3 users. If there are, up to 3 people in your team, then it's absolutely free. Usually, if you are a student, you'll be using Postman individually to integrate and work in your hackathons, or for up to 3 people, right? But yeah, if you are a student and you're using a Postman for more than 3 people, then you will need a license. Because you're a student, it's free. So you can reach out to me and I can give you that license for free if there are enough student experts on your campus, which means everyone knows how to use it. And then you can get the enterprise license for free for your college to work on your educational projects. So yeah, Postman is awesome, and don't take my word for it. You're it from 98% of Fortune 500 companies out there. Companies like PayPal, Kroger, Philips, Microsoft, they all use Postman day in and day out to work with their APIs. More than 20 million developers also trust Postman to work around with APIs. And that's what makes Postman an industry leader when it comes to API space. I don't even have to say more. I can just go to Google and I can just type Postman API jobs, and you will see that Postman is added as a skill in different jobs. Like not just like it is like more or less a requirement when it comes to jobs which require testing or which requires backend development, where Postman is literally listed as a skill. So that if you learn it, definitely you will stand a chance to be one of the person, like stand a chance in the crowd and get yourself certified. So Postman also offers free certification, which is part of the student programs, which is called as Postman Student Expert Certification, followed by Postman Student Leader Program, where you can become a leader and you can lead or promote API literacy in your campus. And Postman supports you monetarily to do events and non-monetarily by giving sessions like these at your campuses, and then help you to make people learn about APIs and then work with APIs. So yeah, that's what we do. So yeah, that's all about Postman. So before we go to the final leg, which is the last leg of this session, which is hands-on, I want to know if you folks are on your laptops, because if yes, then I'll cover hands-on part, as I'll cover a little bit of theory and show you a demo. So let me see if you folks are having a laptop. If yes, give me a thumbs up in the chat. Okay, yes. Looks like everyone has a laptop. Is it? Okay, looks good. Awesome. So let's start with the practical. So a few things before we start with the practical is, number one, how do we create a request? So creating a request is very easy. Let's assume that you're participating in this Twitter challenge. If you're not participated yet, cute unicorns are waiting for you. Participate. Okay. So let's assume this example of you are tweeting, right? You're writing a tweet and you're sending it. So they are also using an API. So, they have to create a request. So imagine a restaurant example. You go to a restaurant and you start shouting, hey, I want a biryani. I want a biryani. Do you get a biryani? Do you think you will get a biryani? Yes, no? You go and you just start shouting biryani, biryani, biryani in the restaurant, right? Do you think you'll get it? Yes, no way, right? You're going to be thrown out real badly, right? You'll be thrown out of the restaurant real quickly. Or you'll get a biryani definitely, but in prison. No, they don't serve biryani in prison, do they? No, they don't. Okay. So, obviously it doesn't work, right? Only dal roti. You have been to prison, is it? Okay. Jokes apart. Okay, coming back to the topic. There's a way of creating a request, right? Even in a restaurant, there's a way of creating a request and getting a response, right? So it cannot be that you can just ask the API, hey, give me data, and the API gives you data. No, it doesn't happen like that. So you have to create a request. And for that, you need few components in it. For example, the first component is the method. Okay, so this is the method. Now there are multiple methods which you can use. So there's a get method, post, put, patch, or delete method. Now these four are the common methods which you can use, but they are not the only method which are there. There are more than four methods, but these are the basic four methods. Get method to retrieve information, post method to send information, put or patch to update information, and delete method to delete information. Now imagine you are sending this tweet, you're participating in this challenge and you're sending this tweet. Which method do you think we are going to use in that particular API request? Yes, get, post, put, delete. Which method? Post method, right? Because we want to send information to the server. Okay, you send the tweet and I want to select a winner, right? So which method should I use to retrieve the information, to retrieve all your tweets? I'm going to use get method. Exactly. Now I need to update this tweet. I have a lot more money, so I have bought Twitter Blue. I have not bought it personally. I'll never buy it. But someone has bought it and they want to update their tweet. What they are going to do? Which method? Put or patch method. Okay. Now, if they don't like your tweet, then what they are going to do? They don't like the tweet no longer. They are going to use delete method. So these are the four methods which enable simple CRUD operation on APIs, right? Get, post, put, delete method, right? Put and patch, there's a little difference between them. Put replaces the whole thing. Patch patches. It only replaces the part of the body, not the whole body. Okay. And then comes the URL where you're sending the request. For example, the endpoint, right? So if you're coming here, for example, if you come here, right? Okay. Looks like, okay. Yeah. So if you go to google.com, why is it happening like that? Why? Wait a minute. I guess there's some problem with my mouse. Yeah, it's better. Not better. I guess let's just wait a minute. What happened to my keyboard? Okay, I'm not sure. I guess there's some problem with my keyboard. That's why it's not behaving as expected. Hold on for a moment. Just give me a moment. Okay, looks like my keyboard is not behaving well, so we'll have to continue here. But yeah, I'll try to troubleshoot it and see what's wrong, more or less. Let's see. Okay. Um. Yeah. So let's go back. Yeah. So the next part is basically, kind of going ahead and talking about a request response pattern. Okay. Folks, I'll have to restart my system. So give me a moment. I'll be back in a moment. Looks like it's very weird. I'm not able to do anything, just speak. So yeah, just give me a moment. I'll be back. Meanwhile, what you could do is I also have one more thing for you folks. So meanwhile, as my system is restarting in a moment, what you can do is you can go yourself, register yourself for the certificate, right? Because obviously I want you to, uh, complete it. So here you go. I've shared the URL. Uh, Complete the step 1 till the time I could restart the system. Okay. So just complete step 1. Here you go. This is a document. Complete step 1. I'll restart and come quickly. Okay, folks. Sorry for the trouble. I'll also need screen sharing permission, folks. I guess there was some problem, and my system was not behaving as it should. Yeah, usually I don't, kind of work on my Windows, but yeah, today it seems like there was a problem. No problem. There's a glitch in the matrix, so I cannot fix it. I had to restart it. Um, Folks, I'm still not able to share my screen. Can you quickly enable that?
Just a moment, sir.
Okay. Okay, so till the time, I hope you all are at the URL which I shared, which was basically the bit.ly URL where you have to register yourself. Now, why you are registering? So I'll make it clear so that you can make a concise decision of why you're registering, right? Number one, this is something which will enable you to get into our LMS system. Our LMS system is designed in a way to kind of navigate you through the certification and allow you to certify yourself and get a verifiable badge of link from Postman site. Okay, apart from the certificates which you'll be getting from this workshop, more or less, right? So what I want you to do is register yourself as a student. It will provide you with, like a form which says first name, last name, your email, college email. If you do not have a college email, you can use your personal email, like @Gmail or anything else. Then your personal email followed by a country of residence. If you're enrolled in a university, obviously you are. So say yes. Name of the university, URL, course name is basically what you're studying. So let's say IT comms, etc. And then year of graduation. You can type, if you're graduating this year, 2023, or if you're not sure, just add one to it. Like, you can be like 2024 plus one, 2025. Don't add +1. That was a joke in case you do not graduate at the specific time. Okay, looks like I have the share permission. Okay. So yeah, quickly fill this up and then you're good. You are into our system, which basically where you can complete the whole course yourself. Okay. So once you fill this up, give me a thumbs up in the chat. Be quick. Remember to save this because I'm going to update my slides and everything else on this particular document. So make sure you save this URL or bookmark this so that, we can definitely, you can come back here later on. I'll also announce a very, like another challenge apart from the social media one, where you could also earn like a potential kit, not just like one to swag items, but like a proper kit. Okay. So once you're done, give me a thumbs up in the chat and then we can move forward from there. Good. Arshita is done. Woodman is done. Janvi is done. Good. What about others? Come on, quick. So as soon as you kind of finish this, you'll see a thank you page. So I'll wait here. Awesome. Okay. Just a moment. Sure. I'm waiting for a moment. Yeah, we wasted 5 minutes because of that. But yeah, sorry for that trouble with my system. Okay, so we were here. I was going to explain you the path variables and then we'll move forward from there. Don't worry. Yes, what about others? Done. Okay, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At least 10 people register, so that's good. Good conversion. Yeah, if anyone else wants to register and get yourself certified, obviously you have the URL. You can check it out later and register for the certification. So if you click here, just after you have kind of registered, you can go ahead and you can click on this URL. This particular URL will redirect you to our LMS system where you will be completing the course. So you can see this is the course here, API Fundamental Student Expert. If you're not signed in, you'll have to sign in first. Okay. So you'll have to sign up first and then you are inside the system. So it will show you a page like this. Okay. So it will show you like a sign up page like this, where you can add your, like you'll have to add few more details like your email, institution, role is student. So you can select the first one, password, because we want you to kind of sign in and sign out, right? It's a proper LMS. Do not touch the invite code. Let it be like that only and hit sign up. As soon as you hit sign up, you will be inside the system. And it will show you the course like this. It is a complete hands-on course, so you can go ahead and it will teach you the complete code operation. It will teach you how to write test scripts. It will teach you how to send this request, automatically, via collections and all of that. And then at the end, it is a small test So it's practical test, no quizzes and stuff. Like there are quizzes, but they are just for fun. And there's like a main test, which is like still practical. And yeah, that would be the end of it. Okay. So once you complete it, you will get a badge, like a certificate, which is verifiable, which you can share among other, like add it on your LinkedIn or add it in your resume to add an extra still in your, in your already awesome resume. So yeah, let's come back here. And what I was showing you, so once you have registered, I hope you have done so. Let's come back here. What I was showing you was if you go to google.com, this is basically the homepage of Google. But you can go to google.com/maps. It will take you to Google Maps. You can go to google.com/drive. It will open Google Drive. You can go to google.com/Gmail. It will open a Gmail. I don't want to show you inbox, but yeah, you get my point. So what I'm trying to convey is, as the URL, as we are looking at the URL, the URL does not just have one part. It has three different parts, starting with the protocol, what kind of request we are sending, where we are sending this request, host, the IP address or the domain name, followed by the path. Where is the resource located? Google Maps. Are we targeting Google Maps? Are we targeting Gmail? Are we targeting Google Drive? What particular path, what particular resource we are looking at? So the path of that particular resource. So yeah, you can obviously imagine that if you are sending something to the server, you will need a payload, right? If you're sending a tweet to the server, you will need a payload. You will need to send the text. So for that, we have something called as body. Okay. So body is very simple. It is the payload which you are going to send to the server. Usually bodies are sent in post and put kind of a request, and then in general ones. And there are different types of body, which you can send, like form data, JSON, etc. We are using REST API, so we'll be using JSON. What is JSON? Very simple JavaScript object notation. It is a key value pair. So there's a key, there's a value associated with it. There's a key, there's a value associated with it. So it's a very simple structure. Remember the last, so it's like if you have multiple elements, you have commas. The last element doesn't have a comma. If there is only one element, then it will definitely not have a comma. So yeah, it's a very simple, structure which we send in post and put request. Awesome. So yeah, once you send a request, you receive a response, and then a response, you receive status code. Now, can someone tell me what does 404 means? Have someone worked with 404 before? Yes, no? Anyone? If you ever received 404 as a response code? Yes, page not found, right? Exactly. Yeah, so REST API. So what we are actually, there are different types of APIs, right? So what does it mean is, so whenever you are working with API, there's SOAP, there's REST, all are different types of protocol and different types of framework, which enables you to develop your APIs. Okay. So whenever you're working with REST APIs, what it means is you're following the REST protocol. Okay. What is the REST protocol? Very simple. You're going to work with a simple JSON body. The requests are going to be well defined. It is going to have a specification so that you can validate your APIs. And so there are so many different things, right? Which are basically part of the development part of the API, right? So remember, there's one which is consumer. So I'm teaching you how to consume APIs. And then there's one course which is developing APIs, where you are going to develop your own APIs, right? Now, obviously, that is an advanced part where you're using programming languages and developing your own APIs, working with your own systems. But usually when you are working with your own, app itself, you are going to refer to third-party APIs and build, integrate them into your system. For example, if you want to enable sending SMS, you're creating a SaaS application, right? And you want to send like SMS to 5 people. Obviously, you can create the whole application yourself. But then when it comes to sending SMS, how are you going to do that? So you can use Twilio's API. Twilio allow you to send SMSs, right? So it will allow you to get a number and send an SMS via their API. So you can go ahead, use Postman to find Twilio's workspace. All the endpoints are there. Get an API key from Twilio or a username and a password in an auto setting, and you're good. So basically you can test out this API first, and then you can integrate it in your application and test it out again. So the whole idea of Postman is that facilitates this approach very, very easily. Okay. So yeah, that's about APIs and etc. etc. Okay. So 404, whenever you see 404, it means, not found. I'll show you an example. I'll again go to google.com and slash and type anything. And what it will say, it will say that, hey, whatever you're requesting, it's a 404. We did not find whatever you are asking for. So status code enable you to understand what is happening on the server. 200 is a success family. 200 okay, 201 created, 204 no content. So whenever you receive a 200 status code, it means your request was successful. 400 status code means there's a user error. Server did not do anything wrong. It's user error. Okay, you did something wrong. You have to fix it and then it will work. 500 internal server error. It's not your fault. It's server's fault. Okay, so server is not doing good. That's why server is not able to fulfill your request. You're doing everything right, but there is a server error. Okay, so status code, remember, 200 success, 400 user error, 500 server error. Now there is like a family from 1 to 5, 100 information, 200 success, 300 redirection, 400 user error, and 500 server error. So family of 1 to 5. Awesome. So yeah, that's about the theory part. Practice, I have kind of already shared with you this document where you can register and get inside the LMS. And then from there, you can continue the course and, like basically complete it like from an end-to-end perspective. Obviously, I cannot show you everything in 1 hour, but what I can show you or what we all can do together is, a very simple, like a very, very simple, approach. Where we are going to send a tweet. All of us are going to send a tweet directly, directly to the API I have created. And then we will all see and review, these jokes, all the, messages just sent via that API using the post request. Okay. So I'm going to send this right in the chat. So here you go. This is the workspace which I'm working with, right? And this is where you will be actually able to fork this, right? If you go here, I'll show you what that API looks like. So you can see this is basically the view of the API. I was just doing a workshop before this, and there are a lot of jokes here. So you can see Swami says life is a joke. Then there are only 10, not 10, 10 kinds of people in this world. Those who know binary and those who don't. Well, that's a very good joke. Engineering, no, it's not a joke. Only Berozgar engineers think engineering is a joke. How many programmers does it take to change a light bulb? And it's a hardware problem. So this was from my previous session where people send their own jokes and via the API, obviously. So we are going to do the same. So what I want you to do, so as you can see, people joined in here. I can see people joining in here. I told you Postman is a collaborative platform, which means people, once you join in, I can actually see you folks here. Okay. As you folks are joining in. Obviously you have to have like an account on Postman to walk around with. If you do not, then that's a problem. But if you do, then you can do this hands-on. Okay, so you can sign up. It's free and it's very quick. It will not even take a minute for you to create an account. So what I want you to do is create a fork copy of this and send. Yeah, sure, I can send this link. So yeah, I'll send you the fork link directly. Okay. So this is the fork link, which I want you to refer to. Okay. So what we are doing is I'm forking this basically into my workspace. Okay. I'm forking this collection, making a copy of this collection into my workspace. And I'm going to send my tweet to the server. So let me do that quickly. Now you folks help me to redirect the tweet, right? So that, we all can do it together. Okay. So what is the method I'm going to use to send the joke? I want to send the joke to the server. What method should I use? Yes. See, there are so many methods, right? So I should use post method, right? So I'll select post method. Now the URL, I need to send joke to the server. So I need the URL, right? So what is the URL going to be? Where the server is located. So you folks obviously don't know, but this is the URL. This is the exact same URL. Okay. This is the URL of the server. Okay. Now, do I need anything else apart from these two details? Can someone tell me, do I need anything else? I need to make a post request. Okay. So I've added method, I've added URL. Do I need anything else? Yes. I need key value. No, why will I need key value? I need to send information, you know. So did we know about, after we kind of did methods revision, did we hear about another concept called as body? Yes or no? Yes. So see, if I send this request, so let me send this request for you. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this request for you. I'll send this request and see what happens. What it returns? 400. Whose error is it? Is it my problem or is it server's problem? I got a status code 400. It is my problem, right? It's user fault. So what is the user fault? Let's see if it tells us. So in the message, what does it say? Author not sent. So author is missing. Where author is missing? In the body. Joke not sent. Joke is also missing. Where it is missing? In the body. So let's go ahead and add a body. So click on body here. You can see the body here. So this is where you select the method. This is where you type the URL, and here you can see params, authorization, header, and body. Click on body, then select raw. Select raw. And then in the raw, there will be option to select JSON. Why? Because we are working with the REST API and this API accepts only JSON. So we need to select JSON. Okay. So we select JSON in the dropdown. Okay. Very, very simple. Again, repeating. Click on body, click on raw because we are sending JSON, and the dropdown, click on JSON. Now that you have done so, we need to add the body here. Remember key value pair. So let's do that. The first one is author. Author is going to be myself, Ali Mustufa, followed by comma. Then I'm going to add my joke. Joke is going to be, oops, I am a full stack developer as I pull code from internet. Now, don't call me a nerd. I've thought about this joke a lot and it makes sense. Like, if you are a full stack developer, you can build everything. But if you're a full stack developer, you can pull anything from the code, from the internet, right? The whole code, the whole system, like, yeah. Okay. The last part is source. So the source is going to be what? The source is going to be myself, right? Because I thought about this when I was, don't ask me what I was doing. Probably in my dream, I saw, I was reading something and I saw this joke. It was funny. So I just keep using the same joke. So as soon as I send this, what is the status code? What does 200 family refers to? Yes. 200 family. Success. It means that it was success, right? The joke I sent, it was successful, right? So I saw, so if I come back here, I saw that my joke got there. Let me refresh this. And you can see that my recent joke is listed here. And myself is the source, and I'm a full stack developer as I pull code from internet, right? Okay, I want to send another joke, but this time you suggest me the joke, okay? So I'll say Makeathon audience, okay? Okay, suggest me a good developer joke, okay? Don't suggest me other jokes, only developer jokes. I had another one, bugs are features. That's a good joke. Can I get another joke? Let's see. Oops. Oops is not a joke. Okay, what about others? Let's see. You are a 404 or something like that, right? Maybe status code Let's see how funny programmers are in the chat. No jokes, folks. Come on, be quick. Engineering. Come on, that's a very rotten joke. Come up, like 404 joke not found. Okay, this is good. Try again. Other hackathons in front of Mick. Okay. See, I have been mentor to a lot of hackathons, so people are going to be, yeah, judging me if I say that. But yeah, 404. I guess this is a good one. Let's put this one. Oops, it is called as 404 joke not found. Let's see if there is anything else. 404 is constant. Yeah, that is also true. Try again. Okay, let's send this, but the source is going to be audience, right? Because I'm not the source. So audience. Awesome. Let's send this. And I can see the joke right here. Obviously, you can also see the joke. Should I tell you how? Well, let me tell you how. Okay. Go to this URL and tell me if you can see the joke. Yes or no? Yes. You see the JSON of the joke? Exactly. So basically, what I've done in the UI is just displayed the joke with a beautiful UI, added the author here, added the joke here, added the source as a hyperlink basically, and then created a UI around it. But you get it how APIs work, right? So it's what it is doing is that it is doing nothing, but it is using the APIs on the back end. Awesome. So yeah, continue the journey, continue the certification. Obviously, I would want you to continue the certification and become a student expert. That will not just allow you to gain more insight in the API world, but also allow you to kind of add a lot more skills in your resume, as a part of your student journey. And I always, recommend students to learn as much as possible in their student journey so that, they don't waste their professional years doing so. So yeah, let's do a quick revision. How many methods we will learn about? Yes. Get, post, put, delete, 4 methods, right? Then we talked about addresses, parameters. Now, what's the problem with this API which I'm using right now, which I've worked with right now? What's the problem with this particular API I've worked with right now? There's no data integrity. Anyone can update my joke. Anyone can delete my joke because API is open. Okay. So APIs are not like that. So that's a problem. Okay. But, we have designed this for a learning purpose. It is monitored very heavily. So not a problem there. Then we talked about body data. Which kind of body data did we use to send a request? What kind of body data did we use? Anyone would like to add? JSON, exactly. Awesome. So yeah, continue your journey, become a student expert, and for a limited period of time, which is till tomorrow night, I am running a campaign, especially for folks at Makeathon, right? So what is the campaign about? You complete the certification and you share your learning on LinkedIn, whatever you learn in this format. I have added it here, by the way. So you can go here in the document, completed my Postman certification. I learned the following, summarize what you learned, add your certification link, use hashtag Makeathon and hashtag Postman, and then fill this form. I'll update this form today. Probably I'll update this form today itself, right? So yeah, I'll run this campaign till tomorrow. Deadline is going to be tomorrow, which is 19th Feb. So ensure that you complete the certification before tomorrow to be eligible for this swag kit. I'm going to award 10 of these kits. So yeah, best of luck. if you are going to participate in this. If you need any help regarding certification, you can join the Discord server. I'll be happy to help you out. But I'll be only providing support today because tomorrow is a holiday. And yeah, if you have any doubts, I'll be more than happy to solve it today. Okay. So yeah, thank you so much. And if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer it. Yeah, that's about that. I'll hand it over, the system to Aditya.
Thank you so much, sir. It was really a valuable session. Now this brings us to the Q&A segment. If any of you have any questions, please drop them in the chat. We will be taking up for them for further discussion.
Yeah, I've also dropped my link tree in case you want to connect with me on Instagram or on Twitter. You can see my res, but yeah, on Instagram, I just share food photos, so don't be surprised. But on Twitter, I share, all about the sessions and everything else. So you might get some insights there. So yeah, happy to connect with you. See you there. I'll be happy to take any questions. I don't see a question in the chat yet, but if there are any questions, would be happy to take it. Sir, how to win hackathons? Well, that's a question. That's a prize money question. Okay. Okay. So I will say this, in my life, I've never won a hackathon, right? Yeah, I've never won a hackathon. I have judged a hackathon. I have mentored hackathons. I have delivered keynotes in hackathons as big as, 5,000, like 2,000 people, 1,000 people, these big kinds of hackathon I have mentored and delivered session, but I've never won a hackathon. And the reason for that is not because, I don't have the skill set to. It's just that I never participated in hackathons for winning. Like when I used to participate, my whole goal was to kind of learn and kind of upgrade myself, right? Winning is again something which acts as a validation. So yeah, it's important that you win, but how do you win? The simple strategy to that is you come prepared. So hackathons are even though they are 24 hours to 48 hours kind of an approach, the person who is prepared is going to win it. What it means is if you are in this 48 hours and you are just wasting your time, then obviously you're not going to win it, right? You need to put 100% effort. You need to learn. You need to implement that. You need to kind of make sure all the teammates are working. Because I see a team of 4 and only 1 is working. So you're not going to win a hackathon. You're not able to compete with people, with a team of 4 people who are working all around the clock, right? So winning is, all it takes is a lot of dedication and a lot of prepare. You have to prepare well to be able to go and kind of do all of that, right? But yeah, give it and take it. Like I feel if you're participating in the hackathon, you're winning. You're not winning the prize money, but you're winning, skills, you're winning connections, you're winning a lot of things, which you feel right now is not worth it. But as you will move forward in your career, you'll definitely realize that they are very important. So yeah. Okay, anything else? Yeah, exactly. It's just a validation for sure. Okay, looks like no questions. Thank you so much, folks, for inviting me. It was my pleasure to give a talk here. And yeah, I hope you have fun.
Thank you so much, sir. It was really a wonderful session, and your insights were really informative. I hope all of the audience had got basic knowledge about the API development, and I hope most of the audience would be interested in taking the course that you offered and sharing their learnings and be part of the giveaway. So make sure that you complete the course and share your learnings on LinkedIn by tagging sir and by tagging MLSC as well. And you can use the hashtags #Postman Developer, Postman Student, and #Makeathon5. Thank you so much, sir. I would like to thank you on the behalf of all MLSC team and the audience for this informative session. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah. I would also like to thank everyone in the audience for being a part of this session. We have also got several more sessions planned for you. The next session would be tomorrow. It would be on data science and blockchain. So make sure you follow our Discord, you join our Discord server and follow us on our social media handles. We will be dropping the link for the same in the chat, and the further information for the same will be dropped there. Thank you so much for your presence. And here we end this session with knowledge shared at its finest. Thank you.